Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And yeah, today's Valentine's Day. And I decided to talk about St. Valentine, as the title says. I'm using my Oracle deck. It's a Saints and Mystics deck. And this is actually how I got more information on St. Valentine. I knew of St. Valentine because when people think of Valentine's Day, it's more of a commercial holiday. You know, they decided to commercialize it and monetize it as well. And they forget that it's actually after St. Valentine. It's a whole lot deeper than the superficial stuff that it is now. So I wanted to read this particular oracle card and give everyone the info on this that may or may not have it. However, before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. And as I always say, thank you again to everyone who's been supporting the podcast. I do appreciate it. All right, I'm going to hold this card up, which is St. Valentine, and I will read what it is. Now, for this particular deck with the Saints and Mystics deck, St. Valentine is divine love. And it says, patron saint of love and sacrifice. Feast day, February the 14th. Ding, 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 ding. All right. St. Valentine's Day, a day of romance, devotion, and universal love, commemorates St. Valentine of Terry, a Roman Christian who was executed by the emperor for following the Christian faith and performing blessings on Roman prisoners. Before being led out to his execution, St. Valentine wrote to the jailer's daughter, whom he had previously healed, signing it from your Valentine. His link to love and lovers, however, was mostly created when his feast day was placed on the old pagan holiday, Lupercalia, a day devoted to love and fertility rituals and dedicated to Juno and Pan. So it was a combination. That's actually similar to Christmas. You know, just a little side note, some people don't know this. Jesus was not born on December 25th. He was more than likely born in the springtime. But the reason that December 25th was chosen was because of the sun god, is what it was. Because it's like AD, which is, what is it? It's Latin. I think it's Anno Domini or something like that. I learned this back a long time ago. So yeah, they were explaining this. And because of the sun god, that particular date of December 25th, that's what they combined and put Jesus's birthday on that day. And it seems like they did a similar thing with the St. Valentine's, because this is saying that it was created when his feast day was placed on the old pagan holiday, Lupercalia, a day devoted to love and fertility rituals and dedicated to Juno and Pan. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also, I'll read the rest of this with the oracle card because maybe somebody needs to hear it. This lighting, I'm trying to look at the words here. All right. It says, emotionally, St. Valentine's energy grounds our heart towards acceptance of ourselves and others beneath their human appearance. He teaches us the power of love in the grandest form, the one that shows its face in response to sacrifice, loss, pain, and even anger. Valentine shows us there are many ways to love and be loved, and the only rule to follow is the caretaking of one's heart, especially when it concerns another, spiritually. Saint Valentine governs the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. However, his energy can activate all chakras and increase our ability to vibrate energy at a faster rate to help us love beyond judgment. His favored crystals are rose quartz and, this particular crystal, rhodochrosite, and his energy can assist sexual magic and healing between lovers. Consciously, St. Valentine teaches us to be present, take advantage of opportunities, to remember our faith in the universal divine, and recognize that every moment of fear is an opportunity to bring courage to the surface. He reminds us to be loyal in our love and explore the depths of uncharted waters in new experiences and relationships. He shows us that patience works best when we let go of the fears that bind our mind. Somebody's collecting garbage. So yeah. Saint Valentine is the patron saint of lovers and does not discriminate between relationships, working equally powerfully with gay and lesbian unions as he does with heterosexual relationships. Okay. He assists in clear communication between partners, enhancing sexual libido, gives guidance to people in committed monogamous or open relationships. I'm just reading what it's saying. And aids those who wish to open their lives up for love to appear to various forms. Valentine arrives to remind us that the road of love is a continuous journey, and true love does not lie in the happily ever after, but in the power of choosing love, when at times it would feel easier to close our hearts and fight against the current. The invocation is, in love I remember, in love I perceive, in love I surrender, in love I believe. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So I just wanted to read that particular oracle. Valentine's Day, St. Valentine. Some of you who maybe didn't know anything about St. Valentine, now you know a little bit more. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.